Let's talk about how to get the most out of this partnership. When I first got into photography, I did not expect to create a business out of this. I just wanted to have nicer photos of my kids, and I couldn't afford to pay for them. So I was your typical DIY momographer, and then I got laid off from my job after returning from maternity leave. We lived in Boston at the time, and I struggled trying to find affordable childcare for our baby, and it just killed me thinking of starting over at a new job where I'd be forced to leave my son with someone else every day. And when you looked at the finances, it really didn't make sense that I was even making enough as an entry-level consultant to cover the cost of a daycare or a nanny in the city. So I decided I had to make this work. My back was against the wall. Initially, it was just a way to make ends meet for me. I wasn't striving for this six-figure photography business. I just thought if I could make enough to pay our bills and get to stay home with our kids, then that would be ideal. But as many of you know, expenses and running a business add up. And so I quickly realized that in order to actually run a profitable business, I'd need to be out photographing a lot more than I thought, with weeknights photographing families and engagement sessions, and then weekends photographing weddings, and weekdays trying to catch up on everything else, all the editing, the client management, the vendor relationships. It's just exhausting. And so pretty early on, I knew I needed to figure out a way to make as much money per client so that I didn't need to spend so much time away from my family. And that's kind of when I fell down the IPS rabbit hole. I started learning everything I could from every educator, both inside the photography industry and outside the industry, studying pricing psychology, negotiation strategies, client retention, even hospitality management. And my obsession grew. I started with small wins, a few big sales here or there, and I knew that there was a ton of potential. And so ultimately that led us to a wedding studio in a small town that would bring in $500,000 a year in revenue. And my husband was able to leave his job in finance. We could afford to travel the world with our kids and still do what we love. This business model changed our lives, and it changed our kids' lives because it allowed us to make more money working less so we could spend more time with them. So that's your fair warning. This is why we care. We see each new partner as an opportunity to make transformational change and create the same impact that this business model has had on our lives and our children's lives. This is why we care so much about your success, even if it means giving you some tough love, because that is most of the time what people need to hear. It all comes from a place of true passion to get you to where you deserve to be. Okay, so just to give you a brief overview and breakdown of who you're working with, our photography business, which is now a consulting agency, the Harris Company. And then we have Printographers Society, which is our resource center for photographers that are looking for a DIY version of what we do. They're maybe just getting started, or maybe they're looking to get started with album and art sales and maybe dip their toes into that business model to see if it's the right fit for them and learn how to implement these strategies into their business themselves. And then we have Asset, which is your album sales experience team. And this is designed for photographers that are confident that this is the best way to serve your clients. You want to ensure that your clients receive a very high touch point experience from start to finish, but you just don't have the time, or you simply don't want to do all the work yourself because you want to prioritize your time differently, like scaling your business in other ways, or even just getting your freedom back to spend more time outside of your business just enjoying life. Our mission as a company is to help emerging photographers that are in their first few years of business, build a sustainable business model, and established photographers or more experienced photographers, those of you that may have been in business a little longer, we want to help you scale your business so that you can provide more to your clients and make a lot more without taking more of your valuable time away. So as long as you are a photographer that actually cares about making sure that your clients walk away with a physical documentation of their memories and milestones, and you are committed to making this transition, there is no reason why you cannot have life-changing success from our partnership together. This partnership program is about far more than just selling albums and wall art. It's about becoming the person that you need to be in order to be successful and do the work required to implement that. You have to improve your habits. You cannot continue to be someone that doesn't take action and make a life-changing amount of money. Like, you have to improve your habits and the way that you're doing things, or else nothing's ever going to change. So we talk about all that in the next section of these videos. The resources that we offer throughout all of our programs are the best the industry has to offer. We now have a full-blown sales agency with partner studios all over the country. And because of that, we are able to gather and analyze data from thousands of sales per year and make recommendations to our partners based on the trends and the consumer buying patterns that we are seeing. There is not another company in the photographic industry that is doing this better than us. So what I'm trying to say here is you are in good hands. The recommendations that we give you in this partnership program are not just the approach of let's just throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Our strategies are based off of 10 plus years of testing, failing, learning, and growing, and 4 years of scaling that nationwide into a wide range of geographic markets and all different styles of photography. In our experience, the partners that become the highest performers are those that follow our recommendations and implement our strategies exactly, because even minor changes can result in massive financial growth. So in order to achieve the highest level of success, you need to trust the process and actually do what we ask you to do. Now, I want to explain how we have so many amazing success stories. As much as I'd like to take credit for all of this, we all need to keep in mind that this is a partnership. So while we ensure that we bring you the best sales and marketing strategies and the most highly trained, passionate sales team available, we still need you to meet us halfway. And what that looks like is, first, we need you to go all in. We need you to actually believe that this is the best way to serve your clients. In future videos, I'm going to go over finding your why. And while that might seem like something silly that you can skip over, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be one of the most powerful marketing tools in your business. Candidly, your clients could likely find a photographer that can produce the same quality of work as yours with a similar approach and editing style. That is not really why they are hiring you. They are hiring you because of you. And so it's important to make sure that your personality and your why you do what you do is a part of your marketing efforts. If you do not truly believe that delivering beautiful, tangible heirlooms and stunning statement wall pieces is the best way for your clients to experience your work, this simply will not work. If you're on the fence, or maybe you have some reservations, or maybe you just need some clarity in finding your particular personal connection to why, this is important. We will help you through this in a future video, so stick with me. Next, we need to automate your workflows. We need you to have a completely automated, or at the very least, a templated client communication system. It's the only way to ensure that every client gets all the proper information without anyone falling through the cracks. If you've been in business for a few years and you're still sending out manual emails, you are working way too hard. Make sure that you have a CRM where you can set up workflows, automated emails, client reminders, all the things. We see so many photographers that have put off setting up these systems because they think it's too much work, or they want to customize every communication to each client. But the reality is you're wasting so much time writing basically the same emails over and over. Certain things get forgotten. Then you risk miscommunication and unbalanced expectations, which just leads to upset clients and frustrated photographers, and it's just not good. Every single client issue that we see come up can be traced back to miscommunication. In order to avoid this or minimize it as much as possible, you need to make sure you have a system in place that guarantees all of the information is being shared to every single client. The nice thing is we can help you with all of this, and we even have support staff that can do it for you for an added fee if you'd like. We will go into much more detail with this in a future video. This has already been said, but it's worth saying over and over again, because this one is actually the difference between making an extra 20 grand this year and making an extra $100,000 or more this year. You have to trust the process and implement our recommendations. Success loves speed. So the faster you work through these videos and start implementing what we explain, the faster money will start hitting your bank account. The photography industry is flooded with new photographers trying to build a business, and in order to stay at the top and keep pushing that ceiling, you will need to make moves. Use us as a sounding board. Anytime you have a question or a client contacts you regarding the album or the ordering experience, especially in the beginning of your transition to our systems, be sure to loop us in. Whether it's just a simple question, client pushback about the process, or a full-blown meltdown, we have seen it all. So we know how to deal with these situations best, so be sure to take advantage of that. We know how important your reputation is. We've been in your shoes, and we are here to help. Before we dive into the details for your new sales strategy, I want to give you a basic overview of some non-negotiables in order to make this work. First, you are no longer a gallery giver. You offer a full service to your clients, and what that means is your end product is not a digital gallery. You and your clients will now start with the end in mind, meaning before you even photograph them, both of you will have a clearer picture of where their photos are going to live, whether that be in an album or wall art or both. Clients will receive digital backups of purchased images, meaning whatever photos they put into their album or select for wall art. You can choose to sell these digital backups as an add-on, or you can include them in their purchase as a way to incentivize them to add more pages and purchase more art. We can go over specific strategies that will work best for your business in your onboarding call. The only exception to this is weddings with full day coverage, so anything longer than 4 or 5 hours would be considered full day. For weddings or events that are longer than 4 or 5 hours, you can still include the online gallery with digital downloads. The second non-negotiable is understanding that the best possible way for your clients to see their photos for the first time will be at our one-on-one virtual reveal appointment. This is an immersive experience that you can hype up, and we will as well. It's important that you not only explain this to every client at every touch point in your workflow, but also turn this into a marketing tactic, showcasing why this experience is so much better than what other photographers may be doing by just sending the online gallery. And we will show you the exact steps on how to do this in a future video. These reveal appointments will be pre-scheduled before you photograph your clients, so when you say goodbye to them at the end of the wedding or session, they will already know when they will see all of their photos for the first time. So no more incessant emails of clients asking over and over again when their photos will be ready. This will also help build excitement for the reveal and ordering appointment. This will require that you stick to your word on your turnaround times, and we recommend giving yourself a lot of a buffer time just to be safe, because naturally things will come up, you will be busy, but these deadlines are strict. There's nothing worse than having to cancel an appointment that your clients have been waiting for weeks for just because something came up in your life and you couldn't get us the images on time. This will plummet your sales. If it typically takes you 2 weeks to get a wedding edited, we will set your due date for those edits as 3 weeks after the wedding, which is when we will need you to have the images submitted to us by. And then we will tell your clients to schedule their reveal appointment 4 weeks after the wedding. If you are submitting edits early, we will get the album and wall art mockups designed earlier and ask your clients to move up their appointments. It's always better to surprise them with seeing their photos earlier than expected instead of making them wait longer than expected. Use your design email for all communications. This is also how we will communicate with your clients so that it looks like it's an extension of your brand. We also have a strict no refund policy because it's custom artwork, and the steps that we take to ensure you're protected we'll go over in a future video. We need to have 100% transparency if any issues come up. No giving discounts or free products to clients that will impact the profitability of our partnership. We also require exclusivity. We put a lot of time and effort into the marketing strategies that we will present to you and your clients, so we need to handle all transactions regarding print sales. But this model only works if you do. We will lay out every step that you will ever need. The resources that you have are essentially never ending, but if you don't use them or implement them, obviously you're not going to make any money from this. But if you do, it can have the same life-changing impact as it's had on our life and so many of our partners' lives. Okay, so let's look at a high-level overview of the process. The details of each of these steps will be outlined in future videos. Make sure you complete those videos and all the task items associated with those videos before scheduling your onboarding call. And don't wait to do this. Block out some free time, free of distractions, to sit down and work on this. Remember, success loves speed. The faster we can get this up and running for you, the faster we can start getting deposits into your bank account. When you're making these changes, don't worry too much about the current clients or existing clients that you've already booked. We will address them in a bit. The first thing we want to do is adjust all the necessary steps for future bookings so we can start making the transition as quickly as possible. Step 1, adjust and submit all service collections for approval. Adjust your collections offerings based on our recommendations for new bookings. You can use your dedicated design email to send us your changes, and we can give specific feedback based on your business. We will provide you with templates that you can use and adjust as you see fit. Step 2, set up your online gallery. Remove any products in your gallery storefront other than 11 by 14 and smaller prints. Common sizes would be 11 by 14, 8 by 10, 5 by 7, and 4 by 6. These loose prints should be the only products sold in your online gallery, so adjust the price based on our pricing recommendations linked below and remove all other products. Step 3, update your website and social media planner. Now that you are no longer a gallery giver, you need to redefine what that end service looks like. We will provide you with many sample photos, video clips, and language to use on your website so you can start to attract clients that are looking for that high-touch, full-service approach. This also means that you should remove any old pricing about printed products or any old language that talks about how they will see their photos for the first time. This is super important to ensure clear expectations are set and the communication is consistent with every client. Step 4, update your contracts. Because we've been doing this for a very long time, we know a lot of pitfalls to avoid, and we want to make sure you're protected. We will outline all of our recommended clauses, but we must tell you we are not lawyers, and you should definitely take these recommendations to a trusted professional licensed in your area to review before finalizing. Step 5, practice your pitch. Because this is likely a new client experience, it's important for you, or whoever does your booking consultations, to be confident and clear when explaining this experience and all the benefits to the client. This will help set you apart in your area and make the competition completely irrelevant. Like learning anything new, this will take practice. I'm sure you didn't pick up your first off-camera flash and immediately create a masterpiece, right? It likely took a lot of learning, trying, failing, and adapting, right? Same thing here. It's going to feel new and maybe a little bit uncomfortable because it's not what you're used to. Just like when you were starting your business, you probably bombed your first few consultations. That's okay. It's all a learning experience. We will provide you with conversation pointers and examples of exactly what to say and how to address some common objections to help increase your booking rate for your ideal clients. It's important to get all of these steps taken care of first before addressing your existing client base or even tapping into past clients that maybe still haven't done anything with their photos. We will get to all of this as soon as we finalize the future plan for your business. Once we have all these steps completed, finalize your onboarding document and schedule your first onboarding call. This process is responsible for many life-changing success stories. We have a 100% success rate among those that follow the strategy and don't throw in the towel. Of course, we have worked with many partners over the past few years, and not all of them have been able to double their revenue using our team and our systems. But that's because not all of them have chosen to follow our recommendations and do the work. Of the ones that have followed the steps and done it well, they have succeeded. Now, the onboarding process and the initial work you are going to put in is going to be the most amount of work that we will ever request from you. So if you take the time to invest in helping us integrate our systems up front, then your business will just make money on autopilot from here. So to recap, how to be successful with our partnership program. Number 1, use the resources. We provide you with an endless amount of resources in order to make it as easy as possible for you to be successful, but you still have to use them. If you do not use what we have given you, I cannot promise you any level of results because you're not letting us help you. Number 2, tune out negativity and realign the vision for your business. When you turn this into your new identity, you will start to attract more and more clients that want what you're providing. And that's when you will really see your averages grow. Most people never stick with one thing long enough to make it work. Number 3, when bad things happen, lean on us. This business model is not easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Transition is hard, and while we try to give you everything you need and avoid any bad situations, there will likely be a situation that comes up where a client is unhappy or they misunderstood or the last time I hire a photographer, they did it differently. Whatever it is, it's likely that some kind of bad or stressful situation will arise eventually that will throw you off track. Please come to us for help. We wouldn't be able to get multiple 5-star reviews a day with glowing comments if it weren't for our ability to ensure your client satisfaction. We are very experienced in dealing with tough situations, and that's a huge asset for you as a business owner. You are not alone anymore. So when this happens, please reach out to us first, and we will help you come up with a game plan on how to address the situation, talk to the client, mitigate any issue, identify the area that needs to be improved to prevent any similar situations from happening again down the road. If you focus on these 3 things, it will transform your business and your life. Okay, now let's talk about the best way to use this partner portal. My advice to you is to watch all the videos in the module. Watch them all attentively from start to finish and do not skip anything. Even if you've already integrated albums into your business or you're partially doing this on your own, there may be details in some of the videos that you don't know. So it's important to watch everything and make sure you don't miss anything important. Once you've watched all the videos in that module, complete the to-do list and then move on to the next module. We can guarantee you success if you do these things. It just takes commitment. If you are able to adjust your mindset and follow the outline we've provided you, you will have life-changing success. But it's a matter of whether you're willing to make that commitment to yourself. Now, let me briefly outline what's to come in the Module 1 videos. This is not about selling, because before we can talk about sales and marketing strategies, you're going to have to change or at least improve the way you think about the future of your business and the level of commitment you're willing to put in order to achieve that level of success. You cannot reasonably expect for this system to work for you on autopilot if you are not willing to make all the small changes necessary both personally and professionally in order for us to do the best job possible and give you optimal results. So we're going to talk about productivity habits and routine, how to set up a schedule and outsource elements of your business that are not necessarily your strengths, and how to stay motivated even when challenges arise. In order to achieve success in your business, you need to start living and acting like a successful person, holding yourself accountable and staying committed to your future vision of your business and your life. All right, go ahead and move on to the next video and let's freaking do this.